Hey everyone, this is Ryan Mallory for SharePlanner.com. Today is March 20th, 2013. Doing another session of live charts for you, keeping these things under 15 minutes, going over the markets, going over the portfolio, and going over some trade setups for you in general. Let's go ahead and start off with the S&P. Today's bounce, that's bothersome to me, considering also what we got yesterday at the close, where after the morning drop wore off, we got this rally that wiped away most of the day's gains. I was willing to let my shorts ride for another day. I had some gains on them, and I was willing to see, okay, can we continue to push lower, because despite pushing lower for 3 days, it barely amounted to 1% in losses, if that. But now we got this pop where we're up about 8 points today, almost up a full percent at one point, and we're already challenging, trying to challenge and make new highs here. So what we've seen in the past when we've had these sell-offs, what you would traditionally see is a dead cat bounce, but you don't get the dead cat bounce. You get these massive rallies after a sell-off. So you had this 3 out of 4 days where the market dropped lower. And then right there on after, boom, you have 10 or 11 days out of 13 where the market heads higher. You had a sell off here, another push higher. It wasn't as drastic, but still you get the point. Sell off here, push higher. So we're not, these sell offs are not so much a new trend or a new push lower. Instead, they're actually just a breather for the markets. Now, I did the share planner reversal indicator, and it actually shows the markets pretty top heavy, and it's signaling a downside reversal on the daily SPRI. And while I respect that and everything, and I do weigh that in my opinions as how to approach this market, it doesn't keep me from getting long on positions. It just makes me weary getting too heavy on my long positions, and it definitely won't keep me from closing out my short positions. So with what we've seen in the past on recent bounces, after a sell-off, we know that they tend to go for a lot longer than we would typically expect them to go for. So if the market doesn't break down after the Fed has their meeting at 2 o'clock, then I'm just going to simply close out my short positions and then possibly add a long position. So let's go ahead and look at those shorts right now. RCL, this one's been a gem for us over the last 3 days since we've been in it. We're cranking at about 3% in gains on this particular trade. Now, if you look at the daily, the daily just looks superb. However, I'm not going to be a fool and play this market to just work in my favor when it's showing a willingness to want to bounce higher. So I'm going to take my gains in RCL today if the Fed doesn't change the course of this market's direction. Same can be said about TRW. We got into this yesterday, and I'd love to hold on to it longer, and we're actually down a little bit on this, about 1%. Great looking bear flag pattern that has formed. It's broken a little minor trend line as well. So you'd like to see that continue in the days ahead. However, once again, if the Fed doesn't come through and we get a sell off into the close, this is another one I'm going to close out. And finally, PETM, held this one for a while. We don't have as much in gains as we did with Royal Caribbean. However, this chart still sets a great distribution pattern here that's taken place over almost like a full year here. But head and shoulders pattern just looks like it wants to go lower, fill this gap possibly down into 58. That's what I was gunning for. Once again, this will be a casualty as well. We'll take the gains that we have in this position and move on if this market doesn't break down. So you guys get the picture, right? Silver, I'll probably hang on to this one. The top is pretty tight. I mean, I don't stand to lose a lot if I'm wrong on this one. But even this one, I'm starting to grow concerned with. It tends to go up when the market's going down. And more so lately, it's just been basing in this, $1 range or so. So if it can get back above, man, 28.40 or so, that's something that could happen in short order. But until it does that, I just don't see this thing really moving that much. But because I don't think that the trade thesis for why I got into it originally is nullified, I still think it's worth staying in. A couple of long positions that I'm going to go over and just want to show you real quick here is HOV. This might be a candidate for an end of the day trade for me at 620 or so. This thing could easily pop. It's got a double bottom here, almost like a cup and handle pattern, really. So you got two patterns at work there that are very bullish, and it's breaking above a nice resistance level right here. So that's one worth considering as well. How I plan on playing that is it would be, a entry around 621, 622, and then maybe like a stop loss below 603. So it's not the ideal stop loss, but it's doable. The other one is CY. You can see here it's broken a very long-term downward trend line. It's broken that, and now it's starting to prop itself above recent resistance. So this one has a lot of potential to really rally hard in the coming days. So my ideal entry would be somewhere around 1128, 1130 with a stop loss probably around like 1099. So that's my opinion on this market going forward at this point. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me at ryan@shareplanner.com, or just find me in the splash zone for those who are members. Once again, too, a reminder, we have the Share Planner Academy that is gearing up for its third go around on April 2nd. Those classes will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And with it, you get 2 months free to the splash zone, which is a $120 value. You get 3 months for free to the investment system, which is a $60 value, and you get my bonus swing trading session. So you get a lot for quite a low price there, and we'd love to have you there. Just go to shareplanner.com under the tools, or under the premium tab on the menu bar, and you'll see Share Planner Academy. Click on that and you can get all the information. All right, folks, that's going to do it for today. Y'all have a great one. Get ready for the Fed, and God bless you all.